Hey y'all, it's me and Miss Wig, honey. I wanted to talk about bridging the gap, like generational gaps, like how 30-year-olds and 50-year-olds don't get along all the time, and 18-year-olds and 30-year-olds probably have differences or whatnot. And we need to bridge the gap from 2 to 102, for real. We got to bridge that gap. And nobody's going to do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. Each one of us have to take accountability for that. Black people, stop putting your kids out the house as soon as they turn 18, or by the time they 14 they off to juvenile. Like, stop throwing in the towel with your children, because your child could be upset at the fact that they see you putting more effort into something else other than them. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's a substance. Maybe it's a spouse or mate. Maybe it's technology. You just spend your time just or clubbing or something, just spending too much time focused or putting your positive energy into something other than your children. And I know every situation is different. And there's plenty of mothers that be, I cover my child in the blood of Jesus. I just had to. Don't ask Jesus, Lord, I just lay it in your hands. I done did everything I can do. You done did everything except for hold on, because now you letting go. Don't let go. Stop letting go of your children. And then we are not raised in schools that kind of promote the concept of multi-family dwellings. It's a lot of concepts that they fail to introduce us to and further explain to us in our school systems. But that multi-family dwelling situation is definitely a lick. Okay, check this out. Let's say you got three brothers. Okay, three brothers, their wives, they each have a set of kids. Okay, let's say they start their own business, save up some money, and they purchase a home. Let's say they get a good mortgage where they're paying $800. That's a good mortgage. Let's just assume they're paying anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a month for like a nice size home, brand new. But with three separate households contributing to that house, it's paid off in the blink of an eye. Out of the three brothers, two of them move out and purchase another property with their wives and families. Then they pay that one off, and then the third house, shit. And then you should be stacking up enough money. It's not like the last person should get stuck out paying their own house off. It should be a system. Maybe they all contribute to all three homes. They all pay all three of them off together. Instead of saying, shit, let my sister pay for her own house. We all gonna pay for these homes together and make sure that our children and our nieces and nephews and our grandchildren have property. We gotta do better, man. Like, a lot of it, like, I feel this cultural deprivation, because when we look at our Hispanic friends and you wonder, like, how come on the construction site it's only, or how come they the only ones doing roofing and this, that, and the other? Like, it's not a coincidence that these people do have these skills. These, like, keep in mind, are Native American people, man. And when you look at their art and their craft and, the work that they do, they're built for it. Those techniques are passed down for, like, generations and stuff. It's in their blood. It's in their DNA. All kind of techniques, when our African friends come over here to the United States, they have a lot of similar traits that we see. We see a lot of our Asian friends with a lot of similar skills and trades. And not to be stereotypical, but we see it. Is it a coincidence that they're the only ones who like do nails as much as they do, or do they like doing it that much, or is it like a specific craft and skill with their little tiny hands? And super focused eyes. I don't know. I'm not trying to be stereotypical, disrespectful, or whatever, but what are we designed for? Like, what do? African Americans, our ancestors, like, we can't just, we don't catch flights back to our homeland for the summer and see, let grandma feed us and introduce us to new spices and techniques. Like, we lost that. And that sucks. And in order for us to move forward, we're going to have to heal from that. And we're going to have to, admire our own culture and pass it down. Our recipes and, things of that nature, man. But hold on to your children. I know me, like, I'm holding on to my babies until, like, I feel like they can handle their own property. Shit, stay with me till you get your master's. Start your career and get some money in the bank. Move out with a couple grand in your savings and check-ins. Like, no. I'm not feeding my babies to the wolves. Not like that. Not because you got on my damn nerves. And I have a grandmother right now who's in her 70s. And I have a real small family. I'm the oldest of 4. But before that, I didn't have no cousins, no aunties and uncles. And my granny only had one sister who didn't have no children. And my great-grandmother's still living. She's 92, 93. I take care of her. So, Granny was the wild one, and later on in life, she did eventually tell me, look, I'm doing me. I ain't sitting up here trying to worry about nobody else. I'm doing me. From that day forward, I took that shit to heart. Because she was in her 70s when she told me that, or damn near 70 telling me that shit. And it's like, okay, this is coming out of your mouth at damn near 70 when you could be at a nursing home somewhere playing bingo, crocheting socks, or doing what regular people, old folks do, and you want to rip and run, and you telling me that's what you want to do? Fine. I'm not fixing to sit up here and try to change you. I learned my lesson about that. That's my granny. I love you, but so now she's mid-70s and she has to be on oxygen, and that still don't stop her from ripping and running. Like, no stability, fighting with hotel managers and all kind of crazy motel managers. And my mom's trying to make me feel guilty like the shit's my fault. What would you do if you were 70 years old, needed oxygen, and your mom called the police on you? I would probably be feeling pretty bad and reflecting on my life like, damn, this is my fault. I'm not, but she's doing the complete opposite. She is running anybody in the ground that'll let her, and I'm not letting her. And my mom's talking about, how would you feel to be thrown away? I'm like, Mom, how I felt being thrown away was being 18, and I come to you and confess about a sexual assault, and you take me to the orphanage and drop me off. We sitting here having what I thought was like a therapy or counseling session, while one of these badass boys that's living here at the time is putting his bare ass cheeks on the glass in front of this lady who's supposed to be in control of this place, and he's showing you his bare naked ass. And mama, you gonna leave me here? I was already 18. And my mom, at the end of it, she looked at that lady and was like, do I have to take her with me? And she was like, she's 18, but she doesn't have to stay. I'm letting you know. She was like, okay, fine. Then she walked to the car, got on her cell phone to call whoever she was fixing to brag to. And I walked out behind her and I grabbed my purse. And shit, she drove off and bust a right. So shit, I went to the left. Somebody just came and gave me a bus pass out the blue. And that's how I ended up, like, getting stuck with my, that first abusive relationship I talk about, my kid's father and all that. Like, she threw me away. And then want me to feel sorry because I won't stop what I'm already taking care of my great-grandmother. Now you want me to stop what I'm doing and take care of granny too, or help you take care of granny when you done washed your hands of the great-grandmother. Come on. It creates all that when they all, I swear to God, I'm not wishing death on any of them, but I swear to God, like I said, I got a small family. When my great-grandmother and my grandmother are no longer here, I'm not getting involved in no family bullshit. Whatever I can do to keep the peace between me and my siblings, That's what it's gonna be, because the way my great aunt died and had never really been able to patch up her relationship with my granny since like their 20s, and they died and she passed away in her 70s. I don't want that. I'm not fixing to live holding grudges and going for months without calling certain family members. It ain't even enough of us for all that. And if it's going on in your family, somebody got to eventually be the bigger person and say, God damn, enough is enough. We got a choice of what memories we choose to keep. Everybody got their own ways. Everybody guilty of it. At some point in time, somebody done tried to get over somewhere, somehow. If you're going to let the shit go, you got to start with forgiveness at some point. You got to choose to let some shit go. Because you're not going to always get that, I'm sorry, baby. You right, I was wrong. You're not always going to get that. So you have to learn and prepare your mind to accept that. And once you work toward accepting it, like that's what it is, because I don't want to be bitter after I accept this apology. When I accept this apology, I want to genuinely mean it. Pray for that. Pray for it. It'll get you there faster, for real. And try to just attempt to let bygones be bygones. I don't know about like molestation, like, I'm sorry, I don't know about pedophilia. I don't know if I can forgive a pedophile. But, your mom and your auntie still don't talk, because back when they was in high school, she dated your auntie college boyfriend, and she swear till this day they would have been married if it wasn't for her. And when Big Mama died, Clarence didn't tell nobody the check came, and he popped up to the funeral in a new truck. Fuck all that, man. Y'all chill. Larry Moe be getting high every now and then, think nobody don't know. Forgive your family, man. Like, you ain't got to run behind them, you ain't got to kiss their ass, but make sure that you make peace with your family. And when it does come to your children, you are obligated to run behind them. No, you didn't ask for them, or they didn't ask to be here, but for one reason or another, God ordained you as their child's parent. And you know what I'm saying? Do right by that child for as long as you can. One thing that never stops is the fact that you are their child's parent. So never stop parenting. Even when they grown, stay in their business. All right, y'all, bye. Whew, rough.